Hello everyone, welcome to the 7th session of Basic English Grammar. Today we are going to cover subject, object and predicate. So let's start with subject. Subject is the person or the thing who or which carries out the action of the verb, right? So in other words, subject is a noun which this sentence's verb refers to. So that's very simple, that the sentence will have a verb. So now the verb is going to refer to something, that some noun which it is going to refer to is your subject. It will be very evident from the example, like the teacher is playing with the students, right? So in this, the verb is playing, right? But it is being carried out by the teacher, right? So the teacher is going to be your subject, because your noun is referring to your verb is referring to this noun, right? The teacher is playing with the students. Next we go for object. So what is an object? The object is a person or a thing upon whom or which the action is being carried out. Now when I say the teacher is playing with the students, so he's playing with the students, right? It is being carried out on the students. So the students become the object. So in this particular sentence, the teacher is playing with the students. The teacher becomes the subject because the action is being carried out by him and is carried out on him, like on these people, students. So student becomes the object. So in the above example, the action playing is being carried out on the student, so student becomes your object. Very simple this is, right? I hope you got it. Next is predicate. So predicate in a sentence tells us what a person or thing does or did, or what happened to a person or thing. So now the predicate must agree with the number with the subject, have a correct have a correct tense, and be in proper voice, be it active or passive. Now when I say the teacher is playing with the students, so we know teacher is subject, students is object, and is playing is the predicate, right? Because is playing tells you what it is doing, what the person or thing is doing, or what happened to the person or thing, right? So a predicate must have a verb, and a verb by itself can also be a predicate, right? So predicate is basically telling you what a particular thing is doing. So a predicate can be a verb, or it can be like, it must have a verb. Either it can be solely a verb or it can have a verb. So however, this does not mean that predicate and verb refer to the same thing, right? Because there are verbs that are not predicates, and there are predicates that have much more than verbs in them, which we have seen also, right? So if I see in recap, there are three things, like the dogs are destroying the furniture. So here the dog is going to be the subject, because destroying is being carried out by the dogs and is carried out on the furniture. So your object becomes the furniture, and naturally are destroying becomes your predicate. Next we come to phrases. So phrase is a group of words which make sense but not complete sense. Alright. So like when I say I am reading a book. So reading a book, it is there, it is a sentence, it is a phrase, because it's not making complete sense. Reading a book means what? She is reading a book, or I am reading a book, or they are reading a book. But when I say I am, so you specifically know that I am reading a book. So a phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not complete sense. It is a group of related words without a subject or a verb or both, right? Now you either have no subject or you have no verb, or maybe even both is possible. Like John is an actor of high caliber. So, actor of high caliber as such means nothing, but when I say John has, you understand what John is, you understand who is that person, right? Kevin has a black Siamese cat. So, black Siamese cat in itself is just a phrase, but when you say Kevin has, that means it belongs to that person. The fire in the heater was not very severe. Next, you have a clause. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and an object, but may not be able to stand on its own. The most basic kind of sentence consists of a single clause, and more complicated sentence contains multiple clauses, right? So basically, what is a clause? It is a group of sentence. Essentially, it's just a group of sentence which will contain both a subject and an object, but despite that, it will not be able to stand on its own. Like we see, they made dinner which he made for us, but which he made for us is a clause, but it is not a complete sentence. You don't know who made what for everyone, right? But when I say the dinner, you know that dinner was made, and how it was made, it was good in taste, it was delicious, right? So the dinner which was made for us was delicious, so the which was made for us is a clause. And I can't believe that the cat ran out of the door. So now when I say that the cat ran out of the door, it in itself means nothing, but when I say I can't believe that this thing, so then that makes a complete sentence. So the latter is just a clause. Now we do have types of clauses. What are the kind of types of clauses you have? Independent and dependent clause. So if a clause is making obviously if it is making like complete sense on its own, then it becomes an independent clause, and if it does not, like if it needs to be joined by something else, it becomes a dependent clause, right? So you see, independent clauses we'll talk about: the food is hot, the street is wet, she reads very fast. So they're complete sentences in itself, right? So they're independent clauses. And when I talk about dependent clause cannot stand on their own. Like the student is going. This is no sentence. You will have to tell where, right? What for? Or the student in the room. Again, it's a blank statement. You have to tell what we have outside that. What is he doing? Where is he going? Or something like that, right? So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the session. Thank you so much.